1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Christmas time with PA players, fa la 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 la. Answering your thespian prayers, fa la 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 la. On Facebook Live we better see ya, fa la 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 la. Or next year we might do Mamma Mia, fa la 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 la.
Hi, let's give it up for Johnny.
Johnny Guitar.
Johnny Guitar. Johnny Guitar with his guitar.
That's what they call me.
You might recognize Johnny from our box office. He's also an amazing songwriter. And if you join us on Giving Tuesday today throughout the day, you might get a couple more originals from Johnny, yeah?
You might. That's right. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. So, hey, everyone, happy Giving Tuesday. This is a day that we come together from all over the world in the spirit of giving. And that's what I love most about this day. So I hope you have that giving feeling. I hope you have some causes that you are passionate about that you're going to give back to. And we hope the Palo Alto Players might be one of those local organizations that you want to support. So today is really special for us because we've actually been challenged by a donor to welcome new donors into our family. So this donor is going to be matching all new gifts given today, dollar for dollar, up to $5,000. Yeah, I know, it's pretty awesome. So today we have the potential to raise $10,000 in support of what you love here at Palo Alto Players. Great productions featuring amazingly talented local artists. And I'm happy to report that, as we're going on the air this morning at 10 a.m., we've already raised about $1,750. So thank you all that have given up until today, and we will be giving live updates throughout the day, letting you know how we're doing for that goal. So we'll be here 10 a.m., noon, 3, 6, and 8. And yeah, you never know who's going to show up or what's going to happen because we're doing it live, right?
Do it live.
We're doing it live. So if you want to support us today, we have a little, do we have our sign? Okay, so you can make a donation directly to us. We're not using Facebook today for donations. You can donate directly through our website at paPlayers.org/donate, or you can give us a call at 650-329-0891. We have Johnny that's going to be monitoring the phones today while he's also writing songs. We've got our Karen, our development associate, who's going to be with us throughout the day, giving us updates. We have our marketing manager, patron services manager, Stephanie, who will be giving us live updates on social media. And what are you doing today?
Standing around.
He's actually working on the new season, and I don't know, maybe if you tune in, maybe he'll give us some hints. I don't know.
This is news to me.
See, it's live. Okay, so today we're going to kind of spend the day taking you behind the scenes to meet the local artists that your gift directly impacts. As you probably are aware, ticket sales only cover about 60% of our operating cost. So when you donate directly to players, you not only make our season of shows happen, you take care of the staff and the local artists that make all of this possible. So we want to thank you all for supporting us and joining us today. So, all right, I think the staff, we have some work to do. So our little elves are going to take off. I don't know where everybody's going. I don't know if we have someone joining us.
No.
We don't have anybody.
Wait, is that someone walking down the hall? Let me go.
Yes. Oh,
Look who I
okay.
found.
Look who she just
Just
happened to
happened to be
be
in the building.
in the rehearsal hall. Oh my gosh. It's Jeannie Scott. How are you, Jeannie?
I'm just fine.
What do you have with you today? All right. Jeannie is modeling one of our LED lamps from the recent production of A Christmas Story. And if you donate any time during this hour, any gifts of $100 or more, you can take home one of our leg lamp props. And does it actually light? Oh, it actually lights up. You can put it in your window and be the envy of all of your neighbors.
It's a major award.
It's a major award. So if you want a major award, be sure to donate to us now. And we will make sure that we get it to you somehow. It'll be a special delivery by one of our elves. All right, so let's see. Why don't we'll put the major award down here, and let's talk to Jeannie. All right, Jeannie. So wrapping our TBA recommended production of A Christmas Story, the musical.
Yes.
We're gonna do a little plug there. So, but tell me, this isn't your first show with Players, so how did you get involved with us?
6 shows ago, I believe, 6. Actually, it was Patrick who contacted me and said, I hear you're going to be available, because I was no longer going to be full-time at the university anymore and was moving out and looking to expand and do things. And he kind of jumped right on that very quickly and came knocking on my door and said, hey, how about Adam's Family? Would you do Adam's Family for Palo Alto Players? And I said, yeah, I love the show. Why not? I'd seen shows here, and I thought, that's great. I love it. Let's do it. And it was, the lead into it wasn't super long, as I recall. I can't really remember. It wasn't like it was something a year in advance. Then I came into it, and I loved the show, and it was really fun. And then it kind of spawned, I went into other shows. So it was Adam's Family, he's from Chicago, Little Mermaid, Peter Pan, Rock of Ages, and then A Christmas Story, and another one comes up soon.
Yeah, let's talk about you. That's a lot of different styles of shows. Anything from, family shows with children to Chicago, which is, and I also have to say that you won a TBA award for your choreography for Chicago. So what is it that kind of attracts you to a particular show?
One of the things is, literally is that, the variety of things, being able to sort of jump from a Peter Pan to a Rock of Ages. I really like being able to do that. And a lot of the shows, I don't have to be super familiar with the show to want to do it, but I will absolutely do my homework before I say yes. And just visions I have in my head about what I think I could do with the show. And I don't repeat shows real often, although I have repeated Chicago. So if it's something newer, generally speaking, that I haven't already done, then there's a little perk to that for me as well.
Okay.
As well, yeah.
Looks like, did we get, okay, so we've already,
Well,
thank
you were shouting.
Okay, oh, Rob has just donated $100. Thank you, Rob. All right.
Thank you, Rob.
Very
Thank
own
you,
leg
Rob.
lamps. We have 4 more leg lamps to give away, so be sure to make that donation, and we'd love to send you home. So look, speaking of leg lamps, there's a lot of, so that was actually an entire production number around this, iconic, lamp from the movie. So how do you approach something like that with a production number, and then, oh, there it comes, okay. How do you get inspired, to create a production number like that? Where do you start?
Well, let me also say that these leg lamps that are being part of today's event, these were on stage, literally part of the staging of the number you're talking about, and part of the dance. So every one of these have literally performed already. Okay, so for the motivation for, the song's called A Major Award, the motivation for what goes into that spawns from 2 things. One of them is the leg lamp itself,
Right.
and the other one is from the character who is singing it and starting to move into somewhat fantasy land of the so-called major award that he's won, which is the leg lamp. And in his mind, it is the most incredible, wonderful statue, piece of acknowledgement that he could ever receive. And he envisions himself as, a star, and the star of his own world, which is pretty much what it is. And so being able to cross over into Fantasyland and do kind of whatever you want with it is fun. He is the center attraction. It is also showing him pushing his boundaries a little bit. He's normally a fairly together guy, father, dad at the period, fairly straight-laced to a certain degree, but in this, he kind of undoes all of it and gets to be pretty wacky, which was part of what I really wanted to explore. to the point of pushing the actor Mike Rohn, who played the role of the old man, to say that, at the first rehearsal saying, okay, we're going to do some fun things, some interesting things. I just need you to go with me on this. And none of it is about mastering dance moves. You're going to do a faux solo ballet piece in the middle. But if it ever starts looking really good, I'm going to have to back up a little bit, because I'm going to tell you that's looking too good. It has to be totally wacky. And you couldn't go into that without multiplying the award itself, which is the leg lamps. So we had 5 leg lamps on stage, all that lit on cue and were part of the choreography. And then we had 6 women dressed and who became leg lamps. So he's surrounded by the imagery of all of that, a little Busby Berkeley thrown in, a whole range of things to go with it. It's a fairly large production number.
Yeah, super fun too. I think one of my favorite moments is when they get in the kick, when they got into the kick line, and you had the girls kicking, and then they had the guys holding. That must have been pretty challenging. You had to hold the top of the lamp to create, the rocket moment.
Right.
With
the other leg is the leg lamp.
Is the leg lamp.
And going through that's a fairly somewhat standard addition to that number for most productions, because how can you pass that up? And it was, I have to say, when I was prepping this, I'm standing there going, okay, the women are doing this and the men are doing, oh wait a minute, but they're alternating, oh wait a minute. I did go through that a few times myself, trying to figure out which one was which and rehearsing it with them, so that we could achieve the appropriate look with it. So yeah.
Wonderful. So you're going to be joining us again this season.
I am.
And tell us a little bit about that.
I am directing and choreographing Matilda.
Right.
Which was actually because we did sort of general auditions quite a while ago, in months before A Christmas Story. Both shows auditioned at the same time. So Matilda, for the most part, has been cast from quite a while ago. And it's a show that the minute Patrick mentioned it to me, I just went, oh yeah. I love that show. I'm a big fan of quirky, dark, weird, interesting humor, just offbeat kinds of things. I really enjoy that. It also opens up incredible possibilities for me as a choreographer to not do, we're not doing standard show dancing, right? In it, it's something that's tailored completely to the characters, and in particular the children. And I saw the production in New York not long after it opened, and actually at the time I still had a performing company at the university called Company One, and right during that time I took them to New York. Wow. And one of the things that I arranged, aside from them seeing the show of that show, we got sort of a backstage tour with it as well. And it was a show that when I walked into the theater and saw this unusual setup on stage, it really piqued my interest to go, where are they going with this? Most of us knew the film with all of it, so this just took it so much further, and I love it. I'm already working on it, have been for a little while. And I don't think there's anything better than working with, quote, rotten children.
And how long, you said you're already working on it? I mean, how far in advance do you start to kind of, or is it things that come to you while you're driving in your car, or
from the time it's mentioned to me, and from the time that it's like, okay, we're doing this, and I'm on the project, my brain is always going in open, no matter what show I'm working on at the time, because I'm almost always working on something else at the same time. So it's sort of like an open, catcher to thoughts and ideas and images and anything else that goes by. For some reason, the car is a big one for me. I commute a fair amount to different theaters. And for some reason, driving in the car is one of those places that things come to me, whether it's something about a possible staging idea for a scene, or whether it's something related to, ooh, this is how I would love to use the set, or a choreography itself. I have a tendency to see things almost like a film in front of me. When I think about it and think about things that I want to do on stage or whatever, everything comes to me visually, initially, whether it is blocking for scene work or whatever, and or choreography with it. So,
Yeah.
and then I'm inspired completely by the cast that I
Yeah.
get,
Yeah.
and the people and what they can bring to it also completely gives me a whole nother avenue with it. So a year ago,
Yeah.
a
wow.
year ago,
Okay.
I
yeah.
started with this and ideas and thinking,
Mhm.
okay, what can I do, whatever, and then intersperse that with, you know, at the time, and Next to Normal and Into the Woods, A Christmas Story. Those get interspersed, but it doesn't stop me from having sort of this open
Moments of
absolutely.
inspiration. Yeah.
And then I would say probably about halfway through A Christmas Story, which is the one I just finished, is when I am really starting to put things on paper and really starting to think about the cast and how I'm going to break out things. And really start working with, ideally, the musical director about certain things. Now I'm in full mode. Vocal director, musical director, costumes,
Yes.
cast, things like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do we get it? It looks like, okay, we have, oh yes, thank you, Judith. Another wonderful gift. We'll be taking home a leg lamp. All right, so we have 3 left. We'll take the sign. You can donate at paplayers.org/donate. Or give us a call at 650-329-0891. And you can also share, we have the hashtag #MyGivingStory. If you'd like to share a story about how theater has touched your life or Palo Alto Players, please be sure to comment in our live feed, or you can comment on a Facebook post later today. We would love to hear from you. So, Jeannie, what do you have? So, is Matilda next for you? Do you have other projects that you're working on? You want to, doesn't have to be a Players. Is there anything
Yeah.
you can share?
I do have something I can share.
Yeah.
As you well know, that
Okay.
usually before a theater announces its season, you're kind of tight-lipped
Yep.
about it because they don't want you spreading that. So that's for later things. But next up after Matilda is a production of Kinky Boots, which I am doing at Career Stage.
Okay.
And it literally was just announced to the public only a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And anyone interested in that show or finding out more about it, you can go to www.careerstage.org, I believe it is, .com. And there's a full thing of information. More audition information will be coming in this week. And there's also the information for those of you that can't make the audition but are interested in being seen for the online submissions, which I also highly recommend if you can't be there and you have an interest.
Yeah, that's great. And we love to support our neighboring theaters. So if you haven't had a chance to work with Jeannie, you must audition, support our neighboring theaters here in the area. And it looks like we have, let's see, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis, for your gift. You'll also be taking home a leg lamp. So we're down to 2 leg lamps. And hi, back to Ron. Oh,
Yeah.
Ron.
Ron
hi,
says-
Ron.
Ron says hi.
Hi, Ron.
Who's watching?
Hi, back to Ron. Okay, all right. See, it's live. You never know
Got
that
it.
happen. Well, thank you, Jeannie, for being here. We appreciate all that you do for Palo Alto Players, and
You are so welcome. And I think these lamps are going to be gone in a flash. So down to 2.
Yep.
Get in there before it's too late because it's so iconic. You put that up in your living room or your bedroom, or it could also make an incredible gift for someone.
That's right.
Coming up in the holidays.
Or you can put together your own living room performance, your own
Absolutely.
major award production number.
Absolutely.
I mean, the possibilities are endless.
For the right donation, Jeannie will come to your house and choreograph your own major
You better, if you're going to say that, you got to come in over the tape.
Just show his face.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us at our 10 a.m. hour. Be sure to come back at noon. We are going to be joined by our board president, Scott Solomon, and he's going to be chatting with some of the cast members from our recent production of Flower Drum Song. So
nice.
Come back at noon. Remember, we've got, it looks like we have some other donations that have come in. Shout out to Martha and Jesse. Okay, and Kevin, one leg left, so you have until 11 o'clock. So hurry up, make that donation, take home a leg lamp. We'll see you back at noon.
See you at noon.
Thank you. Bye.